Hey, welcome back to World Entertainment and our review for episode 4 of the Acolyte. Last week we had space lesbian witches. Well, hold on to your panties, boys and girls, because this week we're getting pronouns in space. That's right, pronouns in Star Wars. So, what's the ramifications from last week's episode being this flashback? Absolutely nothing. Literally nothing. We start off on this planet with the Wookiee Kalnaka, who just, by the way, a Wookiee walking around in a robe just looks ridiculous. But he just comes back to his home. That's it for him. We don't see him until pretty much the end of the episode. He literally comes home and is cooking, and that's it. You're like, wow, this is super exciting. Wookiee's cooking. Except he has little drawings on his wall, which happen to be those symbols on the witches' foreheads. Where Osha is watching the young Jedi training, Daphne King's character, whatever the hell she's called. She's just watching them do like sword fighting. In the prequels, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't the younglings use lightsabers? Like, in all their trainings, they were actually using lightsabers. Why are they now using wooden sticks? Explain that one to me. That's because that's all it is. They're using wooden sticks. Then they have a bit of a bullshit conversation that's just like pointless and useless, and it's that Osha is leaving. She's already about to leave, and she's literally, now that I know my sister is alive after 16 years, she's your problem, I'm out of here. So long, bitches. You're like, wow. Okay. You think she'd be a bit more kind of, I need to go on these missions to help you get her. No, she's just like, oh no, she's your problem now. Toodaloo. Okay. As for May and Asian Ezra Miller land on the planet with the Wookiee on it, big jungle kind of world, and it's funny because they get there and the Asian Ezra Miller, I don't know what the hell he's called either, he's like, yeah, you need me, I'm the only one who's been here, blah blah blah, and she's like, I don't need you, and he's like, this is a very uncharted planet, like next to no one has ever been here, but I have. He says that, and yet every other subsequent scene we see of the planet is like, there's plenty of people here. There's even a landing lights, like it's not a pad, but there's a landing lights for ships to land in. You're like, oh, okay. It's so unpopulated that there's landing lights for ships. Not just that, but when he says that to her, she's like, oh, I suppose I need your help. He's like, yeah, follow me, and immediately walks across a made bridge. You're like, oh, no one's on this planet. Who made that thing then? Good Christ. The conversations in this episode are next to nothing. We get this fantastic, and when I say fantastic, of course I'm being facetious, this window licking scene of the Jedi watching a holographic image of May fighting. Now, you don't see anyone she's fighting, you just see her moves, and one of them turns around and goes, she's got great speed, but she's a terrible fighter. And we're like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock, because every fight she's been in, she's lost. Literally, she just seems to win because it's in the script. But Green Bitch comes in, you know, the former personal assistant of Harvey Weinstein, Leslie Headland's wife. She comes in with her horrendous acting, and she instantly puts Saul down. She's like, Mother Humper, this is your fault that she got away. How did she elude you? All this crap. And you as a viewer are sitting there going, hold on, pop your brakes there, Green Bitch. They had her. They could have tracked her. You said, no, come on back to Coruscant and we'll have a chat and figure out what to do next. It's like, if anyone let them get away, you did, because you told your team that's there to bring her in, no, screw her. Come on home. We'll have a chat. It's like, good Christ. So they're kind of hinting that there's something being covered up or some type of crap. One of the Jedi there wants to tell the head council about this May and whatnot, and Greenbitch says we can't tell the High Council because they'll have to tell the Senate, and it'll be pretty much a blemish on the Jedi. And you're just like, Jesus Christ. So they go on a mission. Saul convinces her to let him go on the mission to bring May in, and it's basically they want to bring May in alive because they need her then to find out who her master is. So they bugger off to the planet. They land on the planet in those landing lights on the planet that, you know, isn't hasn't been checked and hasn't been populated and stuff. Yeah, and instantly talk to like villagers. Osha keeps having a conversation with Charlie Burnett's character. I can't remember what the hell these people are called, and I don't care. They just keep having back and forths. It's stupid. May and Ezra Miller Light are running through the forest. She's knackered, decides she needs a break. He's like, you can't, we have to keep moving. She's like, look, I'm gonna have to fight a Wookiee to the death. I deserve a break and all this crap. And they had a conversation a little earlier as well about, you know, she's basically saying how impossible it is that she's been tasked with to try and kill these Jedis without weapons. Ezra Miller Light screws up a bit, almost. And I'll get to that, what he's screwing up for. They're walking, we go back to the Jedi, they're walking through a forest. The forest is like, it looks like it's dying. There's all these weird things on the trees. Saul is like, it's going to be dark soon, we have to keep moving, let's go. Oh yeah, I absolutely forgot to get to the pronouns, because that's well before this shit. When they're on their way to the planet, this forest planet, they're on their ship. Charlie Burnett characters giving their mission brief. Osha's sitting over on a chair with her little Pip, as he's called, the little droid. And this thing that looks like an otter or something is standing there staring at Pip, and they try and do like an R2-D2 joke, you know, where R2 would like electrocute something that was at him. Well, this thing sprays water at this otter looking thing. Osha gets up and goes over to Daphne King's character, and she turns around and goes, what's that? And she goes, oh, that's Basil. And here comes Osha responds, is he or they with us? And you're just like, oh, sweet Jesus Christ. Is he or they with us? Ladies and gentlemen of the only two genders in the galaxy, the known universe, we've got pronouns in fucking Star Wars. Christ almighty. And of course we'll get all the fucking shills now on the media going, oh my god, it's so important, it's brilliant, it's finally happened, yay. And we're all going to sit there going, shut the fuck up, you morons. Go back to licking some windows, will you? That's all you're good for. But anyway, that's where that was. That was before they got to the planet. On the planet, as I said, they see the trees kind of look dying or dead. Saul senses something. He's like, we gotta keep moving, let's go. And of course, you're just instantly looking at Osha going, this dumb bitch is gonna touch this thing on the tree, isn't she? Sure enough, she touches it. Gets called, starts walking, the thing moves. It's a big bug type thing. Flies off. She sees it flying through the trees, calls Saul, they all come running back. He goes, I'll take care of this. He's standing about 10 feet behind her, ignites his lightsaber, and the thing flies past Osha, straight at the lightsaber for Saul to just cut it in half. It's like, oh, they built tension and immediately got rid of tension. You're like, wow, that was exciting. Not. No one says, maybe you shouldn't touch anything. They're just like, hey, it's attracted to the light. Okay, let's keep moving. Off they fuck. Then they hear, then after that we get that whole conversation with May wanting the rest. And Ezra Miller Light buggers off. He goes running off. Then we hear a scream. We're back with the group, and you hear May scream. And they're like, oh, I think it's over there. We go to where May was, and we see Ezra Miller Light running in, and all of a sudden, he gets caught in a rope, pulled up into a tree. And get ready for this shocker, right? May comes running out and goes, you know what? I don't need you, and I don't need my master. Now, the only reason she wants to go through with killing Kalnaka, apparently she's not even on a revenge quest at this stage. She's basically, if I don't do it, my master will kill me. But she's like, you know what? He's not even here on this planet. So, here's what I'm going to do. I don't have to kill the Wookiee. Oh, no. She's decided, I'm going to turn myself into the Jedi. Now that I know my sister's alive, I can help her. I'm going to go and turn myself in to Master Kalnaka, and we're going to get off this planet, and I'm going to help the Jedi. And he's like, he'll kill you. Like, he's talking about the Master, and she's like, he's not here, and blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, the Jedi will stick you in prison. And she goes, no, they won't, because I have information for them. Obviously, probably about the Master or something. She runs off. So you're just like, wow, so this thing has been built up that she's this master assassin. She's on this revenge quest. By episode 4, she's already turned to the good side. It's like, I'm just going to turn myself over and help the Jedi. It's almost like when they said there's going to be this big twist and reveal, which was going to be the twins, and they gave that away in the first 15 minutes of the first episode. Now May is already like, May is going to go, well, I'm going to turn myself in. You're like, Jesus. She goes running. The Jedis get to where she was. Guess who's not there? Now, this is where the hint for the fuck up on his part comes in. That's right. Ezra Miller Light is not there. Where did he go? I don't know. May finds Kalnaka's base, this thing that no one could find. Oh, by the way, Kalnaka's been missing for a year. For whatever reason. They don't even know why he buggered off. So you had Tobin meditating and floating for 10 years who just tops himself. Which, when you saw episode 3, there was no reason for him to do so. And now Kalnaka is buggered off for a year with no reason. She falls into this gas thing. She looks up. There's Basil standing there. He starts screaming. Now the Jedi hear him. Go running. She runs into Kalnaka's home. Sees him sitting in a chair. Calls to him. He doesn't move. Walks around. He's dead. He's lying there with a big lightsaber mark across his chest. It's like, oh, I suppose they can fucking die by getting it run across them instead of through them. Every little 5-foot woman survives being stabbed in the chest with a goddamn lightsaber, but a Wookiee, a Jedi Wookiee, dies by getting it cut across his chest. Figure that one out. And there's still smoke and stuff coming off it, and she's like, oh my god, he's here. They all run up and do their usual bullshit off. In the name of the Galactic Republic, and the Jedi come out with your hands up, blah blah blah, and they're like, and we're talking about you, May. This woman just ran off to betray her master and stuff to hand herself into the Jedi. This is the same thing we got in the first episode with May, or with Osha, where she's not going to escape the prison ship. She's going to hand herself into the Jedi. And then when the ship crashes and the Jedi come, she runs away. Now we have May is going to turn herself into the Jedi until the Jedi show up, and then she doesn't leave the house. But what happens? Well, Smilo Ren, whose name now comes from Mauler, so shout out to Mauler for that one, comes not walking up behind Osha. No. He comes floating down from the sky. And I shit you not. That's what happens. Saul senses something, turns around. Then they all turn around, and there he is walking right up to Osha. Osha's standing there with like this bewildered look on her face. They're like, who are you? He says nothing. He pulls out his lightsaber right in Osha's face. Saul screams at her, run. Smiler Ren just moves his hand. She goes flying. They all run, and he does a big force push, and that's where the episode ends. Where's the fuck up come in with Ezra Miller? Well, it also got leaked by Lucasfilm themselves. Again, the morons. Smilo Ren is Asian Ezra Miller Light. That's right. It's not going to be one of the mothers or something. The master is the Ezra Miller Light. How do we know this? It's quite clear when he gets frustrated when May says it's impossible to kill these Jedi without a weapon. He starts getting frustrated. He's like, it's not impossible. I know what you're saying. Which is the first clue. The second clue is when he's vanished and then May can't find him. That must be when Kalnaka dies. Then when he's hung up and the Jedi get there, he's no longer there. Where did he go? And people say, well, the master obviously cut him down. So, no, he is the master. Not just that, but how did they leak it? Because some genius took videos and photos of what they were shooting on that particular day and happens to have an image of a screen that you can clearly see is the master in the suit without the mask, and it's Asian Ezra Miller. So that's who probably it is. That's what was on that screen. So, and judging by the way this episode played out, yeah. So, it's another absolutely nothing episode. The story does not move forward. It doesn't add anything to the story. It's just a dog shit show. And this was the last episode that the critics were shown out of 8, which means the next fucking 4 are probably horrendously bad. Because that's what we've noticed the companies do lately, is if they have confidence in it, they'll give them almost every single episode. The fact that they only gave them 4 really says that the next 4 are probably horrendously dog shit. We'll wait and see. And if it's anything like this episode, then we're just going to have more pronouns and lesbians and nothing happening. So, that is the review for episode 4 of the Acolyte. And with that, I'll leave it there for this one. So cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.